What's going on? Y'all feel good? Good day? All right, so we're about to get serious. Can we bring the lights down a little bit? Is that all right? I'm going to sit down right here. Have a nice little chat. It's kind of a weird setup with the stage, but we're gonna have a little chat. That's right. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'll do this. Crisscross applesauce. So let's talk about daily life, right? It can get a little stressful, right? You'd agree with that? Yeah. And I know some of you all have some success. You've had some success, but I know, because you've told me, you feel like a fraud. Some of you do. I've felt like a fraud before. You feel like everyone thinks you're successful. You're not as successful as you think you should be, right? Right? Come on, right? You know that's true. Some of you have less cases than you think you should, right? You're comparing yourself to other people. It makes you feel like shit, right? You have pissed off clients that are calling you all the time, right? Hopefully not all the time, but every once in a while it ruins your day. It sucks. Oh, were you dumped? This is a fun one. So, how many of you have been dumped, fired, or something like that? Has that happened to you before? Yeah? My law partner just dumped me last year, and it sucked, right? I can't tell you why it happened. I have no freaking clue. But you know what? It sucked. I get it. There's the daily bills, right? Those daily bills. Don't you just love seeing those checks go out the door? Isn't it great? You watch your debit account just do, or your credit card bill go woo. You know, it sucks. It's frustrating. It's daily life. Taxes, right? I would bet that someone in here probably owes back taxes. Yeah. Some of you have a really big tax bill. It's a good problem to have, but it sucks, right? It really does suck. Oh, employees, right? You got really good employees. You got the ones that steal from you, steal your time. It's the same thing as stealing your money. It freaking sucks. Maybe you spent months on a presentation, and the day you gave the presentation, the PowerPoint didn't work. Sucks, right? Maybe you spent a year on a conference. The day the conference started, you have some technical issues that don't let the PowerPoints work. Things suck. Throw out some other things that suck on your daily life. Every once in a while, there's things. Throw something out. Kids fighting, right? You get in a fight with your spouse. Something else. Sliced bagels, yes. Jimmy, you lose to the government, maybe. It sucks, right? Struck a chord with a couple of you, I know. I can see your faces. I see it. Does it stress you out a little bit? A little bit. You're thinking about the cases you got at home, people calling you, all your voicemails, your emails are just increasing. Well, I got something to tell you. Get the fuck over it. Get over it. It's not going to change. It's not going to stop. Get over it. See, Jim and I are in a very unique position. It's actually really great. You all have amazing ideas that you all tell us on a daily basis. But what happens is, you don't follow through for one reason or another. You have excuses. It's crazy. You all have some of the most insane ideas and even more insane excuses. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't look good on video. I don't sound good. Whatever it may be, you got all these excuses, right? Stop the bullshit. Stop it. It's ridiculous. Stop. Jimmy got up here, and I added this slide after his presentation. I had no idea what he was going to tell you. I knew his story. I had no freaking clue he was going to tell you the story. And I'll tell you, I had to practice several times last night so I wouldn't tear up during this presentation because I've never gone anything through, even close to what Jimmy went through. Nothing close. Not even a scintilla. But he got the hell over it, and he stopped the bullshit. He kept on with his life. He went to counseling. He did what he needed to do to move on with his life. So I stopped the bullshit, but I'll tell you what, I got back into the bullshit, and I'll tell you that in a second. But I stopped the bullshit. I was in the Army, and I was in a reserve unit that actually activated other reserve units. And what we were able to do is the reserve units would come through us, they would mobilize, and then they would come back. all right? So I got to see people go and come back. I'll tell you that they were different when they came back. A lot of them were. But there was a guy, I remembered him. I remember it was just like it was yesterday. We played basketball before he left. So this was during the surge. I don't know if you'll remember the surge, right before the war started. And we were at Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. There's nothing to do in Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. Anybody from Wisconsin? A couple people? So it's between Sparta and Toma, which are just two armpits. And just, it's not a great place. But we played basketball every night. We would play for hours. And we would play all the time. Well, he had come back earlier than his unit did. And we played all night. And I said, what are you doing back earlier than your unit? You know, he seemed completely fine. And what he did was, he slid his shoe off. He was missing part of his foot. And I never knew it. You would never know it. He had stopped the bullshit. Something really terrible had happened to him. And he kept moving forward. He kept moving forward. Stop the bullshit. But here's the thing. I fell back into the bullshit, right? I got an ego. I started getting some good cases, right? Everything was going good for me. But then I sort of felt back into it. You know, anyone had that, really good year and then the follow is sort of a decline? Raise your hands. Yeah, it happens. It happens. So I will tell you, I had that decline. It sucked. And it's hard to go through because you think every year your raises are going to, your money's going to go up, your bank account's going to go higher and all that, and it gets great, and your life's going to get better, you're going to have the bigger house, nicer cars. Sometimes it doesn't have that. Well, I fell into that trap. I'd gotten past it from a business standpoint, but I still had that low confidence. So something you got to know about me is my parents, neither one of them graduated high school. My dad went back in his 30s and got his GED. And I thought it was the coolest thing whenever I was a kid. Like, oh, my dad, he went back to his GED. A lot of you would probably, my parents are professionals. They're doctors, they're lawyers, whatever it is. My dad got his GED, and I was ecstatic. My dad's a mechanic, and they worked their asses off so I could be where I am today. But you know what? I had this idea, I'm, social ladder, I'm down here, people are up here. Before I went to law school, before I had gone to the Army, you know what I had done? I had signed up to go to Lynn Tech College. It was a technical school in mid-Missouri. I thought I was going to go do some IT work and with a 2-year degree, and that's what I was going to do with my life. Luckily, I joined the Army. That changed my life. A lot of experiences I had. People that had confidence in me, parents that worked really hard for me, that really sort of helped me out. But I had fallen into this idea that, it wasn't worth it. Or I was not worth it. I had a low self-worth. But luckily, about 18 months ago, I had hired Jason Selk. You'll have heard me talk about him before. And he got me out of my funk. He made me realize I'm freaking worth it. I'm worth it. And so stop the bullshit. You need to stop the bullshit just like I did. You're going to fall back in it, and you're going to have to stop it again. Okay? So here's the problem. And I've thought about this quite a bit. Don't say who it is. Who knows who it is? Raise your hands. Okay, so this is going to be fun. For some of you that are a little bit older, do you know who this is? Now raise your hands, everyone. Okay, yeah, a few more hands. It's Clark Kent, right? So for those of you that have lived under a rock for 50 years, that's Clark Kent. And it's Superman, right? Whether you like the old one or the new one, whatever, there's been a variety of them. There's the guy that ran Ripley's Believe It or Not show. He was a Superman. He was garbage, but he was there. So here is the problem, though. Let me get to the point. Most of you think you're Clark Kent. And gender doesn't matter in this. Superman was my favorite growing up, okay? Most of you don't know this. I've got a tattoo on my back. It's probably a mistake, but I've got a tattoo on my shoulder. But it was whatever. But most of you walk around thinking you're Clark Kent. You do. You cloak yourself with all these excuses. I'm too old, I'm too young, whatever it may be, all of your ridiculous excuses. You think that you're Clark Kent. I'm telling you, everyone in this room, you're a superhero. You really, really are. Stop the bullshit. You're all superheroes. Now, I've got a little bit of science to back it up. It's going to be a short presentation on science, not a whole lot. But Dunning-Kruger, do you all know Dunning-Kruger? Anyone recognize that? All right. So Dunning-Kruger, what they did is they did a test, a research project a long time ago, And what it did was, in the bulk of the study talks about how people usually overestimate their abilities, okay? And this little arrow there, I'm saying that's them. That's everyone else that's not in this room, other people that didn't come to this conference. And here's why I know, because this is you. The other part of it is these are people, the top achievers, those people actually underestimate their abilities, and that's you all. And I know that's you all because, like I talked about earlier, Annika, we know each other. We know each other. I know how badass you all are. You all share just amazing information. You tell us your ideas. I know your ideas. They're freaking awesome. They really are. But then you cloak yourselves with all these damn excuses and all the bullshit and why you can't do this or that. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I'm too old. I'm too young. Whatever it may be. Get over it. Like the people that don't want to shoot video because you don't know how to do it. Are you kidding me? Come on. How many people in this room can help you with video? A lot. Just ask. Reach out. Stop the bullshit. So let's get you past that, okay? Let's get you past it. Confidence is the number one indicator for success. You've got to have the confidence. You do. Without it, you will fail. You've got to have it. Dunwells. This is how you do it. And I didn't make this up. This is all stuff that has been tried and true. It's good stuff. It works. Every day, I want you to write down 3 things you did in the last 24 hours. Every single day. Every single day. So we're going to do something right now. I want you to think. 10 seconds. Think about one thing you have done well in the last 24 hours. Just one. Nothing else, just one. Go. All right. Now what I want you to do is I want you to turn to your right or your left. I don't care. Tell someone what you did well in the last 24 hours. All right, that's enough chatter. That's enough. I didn't say make a friend. I said say something you did well. Quit patting yourself on the back that much. Calm down. All right. Did that feel a little good? Did that feel good? Did it feel great to a little bit just say something good that you've done? Did it? Yeah, come on. Can I hear you? Like, yes? No? Oh, it feels good. It does. If you do that every day, it's going to change your mindset. Every single day. We're building that confidence. We're getting there, okay? That's one part of it. Next thing is your mantra. And I'm going to tell you something that's absolutely true. I'm going to tell you my mantra that I've never told a soul, okay? And I'm a little hesitant to tell you, but here's what it is. I say this to myself every day. So this is my mantra. You can't make fun of it. It's mine. You can't take it from me. So go to hell. I'm a visionary and I'm driven. I run the most successful personal injury law firm in the Midwest. I'm married to a gorgeous wife and have 3 amazing children. I tell myself that every single day. And I do it, and it's a part of a series of things that I do that Jason Selke taught me, but it works. So I want you to think about something for a second. Just take a couple seconds, and I want you to think in your head, and you don't have to finalize this right now, but I want you to think, okay, generally, what's my mantra? Okay, I want you to think about it for a second. I'm not going to ask you to tell me what it is. Just think about it for a second. All right. Bill Umansky, you still in here? All right, Bill. Come up here. Oh, yeah. I don't feel like I had style like John Fisher did jumping off the stage, but. So you were nervous as hell. I never thought you'd be nervous. Before his presentation yesterday, man, he was back there. Whew, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how this is going to go. Oh, my gosh. What'd I do? What'd I do?
He gave me a meditation exercise.
Okay, and so let's go through it really quick, okay? So you closed your eyes, and we're going to skip the mantra, okay? Because we're going to do what we did yesterday. So I said, breathe in for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it for a second. So what we do is we rush this, okay? And so we rush it, You good? You over there? Then we rush it, so you want to count in your head slowly, and then you breathe out for 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You smell like booze. So, all right. So the next thing, what do we do? You took 30 seconds and you closed your eyes and you visualized your perfect life, right?
Yep, you're not going to ask me that.
I'm not going to ask you what it is. You told me not to ask you, so I'm not going to ask you. You know, it's funny. And I'll tell you what I'll tell everyone what I visualize. Okay, I'm going to let you inside my brain. And so it's funny. My wife and I have got this really nice plot of land that we want to buy. It's going to be really expensive, and I want to put a big house on it. And there is a driveway. Actually, the house that was on it has been torn down, and there's a big, long driveway with a pond on the left side. There's trees growing over the driveway, and I visualized actually sitting in the back of a town car. I don't know why town car, but in the back, so someone's driving me, and I sit in the back, and they drive me up, and I see the house. I see the pond on the left side. And my kids, I've got a pool in the back. They're all having fun in the backyard. I've got dogs running around. My wife greets me at the door. I know it's a dream. Trust me. And sometimes what I do, I'll even visualize getting on a jet that I own. It's kind of a cool thing. You know, I get to have fun with this. But it's my vision, right? My perfect life. And it's mine. You can't have it. You get your own. You can't take it from me. But I take that 30 seconds every day and I visualize that. You did the same thing, right? I did. Okay. It's not my dream, right? It's different, way different dream, I'm sure.
Don't start, dude.
Yeah. So, and then after that, the next thing is, and hopefully I'm okay on time, is 30 seconds. I need another 30 seconds, and I visualize killing it, right? So you took 30 seconds, and you visualized killing it, right?
I felt like you talked me right through it. I visualized it. It was great.
And I told you what you do is I want you to really be in the moment. I want you to think about the steps that you take up to the stage, the breaths you take, the words coming out of your mouth. You're really living that moment, okay? So each day you'll need to visualize your day. Did Bill kill it? Yeah. He killed it. And trust me, what I did didn't make him kill it, but it helped, right? It helped.
I had a lot of coffee. He slowed me down. It was great.
You needed it. It was really good.
I liked the hug after, too.
I gave you a hug. It was good. Yes, it felt good, right? It feels good to hug each other. And
sit down now?
You can sit down now. Thank you for being my guinea pig. There we go. All right, so and then you wrap it up with more breaths, your mantra, and then your breaths, okay? And if you'll do that, I've got to get my clicker. If you will do this, I promise you after a few months, maybe actually probably after a couple days, you'll stop the bullshit, okay? Thank you.